All right, good afternoon. My name is Demetrius Malbrough, and I am a technical marketing manager with Rubrik. And today I am going to be speaking with you about breaking habits. And I'll share 3 tips to transform your company. And the purpose today is for me to prove to you and show you that habits really do matter. Okay? Whether you are a backup administrator or a solutions architect, whatever your current position is today, I would like to tell you that whatever habits that you already have are basically the multitude of everything that you have done today. And whether you are aspiring to be CIO or Chief Technology Officer, it is definitely something that goes along with habits. So, the situation is as follows. That IT environments are built on habits, some good habits and some bad habits. So if you have accumulated good habits within your IT environment, then it allows you to be more proactive. For instance, let's say for backups, from a backup or data protection perspective, let's say you have a product that you are able to capture and take sufficient backups, and in the event of a disaster, or you need to recover that data, that you can do so quickly and you can do so simply. That is a good habit to have. But a bad habit is where you are more reactive, right? Something happens, you're stressed out, you can't recover that file that you need. Let's say, for instance, there's ransomware or something like that, and you're not able to identify what data changed and to also be able to recover that data quickly. But the end result of all of these things is that you can either continue with your bad habits and stay in mediocrity, or you can take your good habits and walk toward what I like to call excellence or world class. Now, rolling into tip number 1. First tip is to, along with your backups, it is important to leverage a SaaS or software as a service platform to unlock your backups. Now, I am specifically speaking with, let's say, a data protection specialist or a backup administrator. It is very important that today we are managing data across a multitude of environments. You have your on-premises environments, you also have data across multiple clouds, and you also have many, many applications that you're dealing with. So now you have data fragmentation, right? We all love data fragmentation. It's something that we're trying to wrap our arms around, and it's beginning to become a more complex issue just to manage this data. But if you have a SaaS platform that's sitting on top of your current backup platform, now you're able to have that global data management. You're able to have that visibility into where all of your data is. Let's say you may have a data center in the US, you may have one in Asia, and you have multiple clusters running on your premises, and let's say you want to know exactly with one view where all of your data is. So having a SaaS platform, you just log into your browser. Now you have that global visibility, and so you can organize your data. You can even orchestrate that data, and that data will also be secure. So tip number 2 to transform your company is to, on top of that SaaS platform, you can also demand that you have end-to-end security. Now, I'm primarily speaking to security professionals right now, but backup professionals also need to be concerned with security because it's very important today. And that SaaS platform, let's say it's in the cloud, of course, and you are running containers and you have a couple Kubernetes deployments out there, and making sure that you utilize those local cloud services to protect against DDoS attacks, also scanning for vulnerabilities, and also it has some type of key management system that you can actually manage your cryptographic keys in that environment as well. So just to kind of tie this all up into a bundle, making sure that your connection between the on-premises appliance or your cluster on-premises and your SaaS platform, that you have that information encrypted, and that you're also utilizing TLS, at least version 1.2, and that data is secure as well. And you're not sending the data itself, you're only sending the metadata, so you do not have to worry about that platform actually peeking into your data. That data is actually on premises, it's intact, and only the metadata is sent. There's only an outbound connection to that metadata. And also making sure that that data is isolated. Let's say you have multiple customers, and let's say you would have multiple independent databases to keep that data separate. And last but not least, data residency, making sure that if you're in the US, that data and that storage is in the US, or if you're in the UK, that it stays local based upon compliance and regulations perspective. So tip number 3, and this is everyone's favorite, is dealing with ransomware. It's in the news often nowadays, you know, cyber threats, cyber security. This hospital was hacked. This person got ransomware. It's a really, really hot thing right now. And the most important thing is that your SaaS platform also is able to allow you to recover quickly, and also to be able to detect anomalous behavior in case that you do have some type of changes in your backup data. Because if your data is encrypted, if you were backing up yesterday and now you're backing up today, ransomware hits, there's a huge change rate, because now all of your files have a different extension, and you can now detect that. You will get an alert to say, hey, there's something going on here. So now you have that information in one location, and you can actually recover that data pretty quickly. So just making sure that that extra step of prevention, that holistic ransomware response and that resiliency is built in, so you can minimize your downtime and you can recover quickly in case you do have that ransomware to hit, and also go a step further to make sure that your backup data is also immutable as well. So there has to be some type of machine learning or some type of deep intelligence that's involved as well, making sure that that is a part of the platform, so you can actually understand what data has changed, and to be able to identify where that change happened, and to also be able to recover quickly. So now that I've shared the 3 tips to transform your company, now I'm going to take a step back and kind of put a little personal spin on this. So how do you break habits, just period, like bad habits? You all know your bad habits, right? You know, some of you may have your cell phones in your hands right now. You're not paying attention to what I'm saying, you know, and you're like, okay, I got to get to this next session. But anyway, so I am an avid reader, and I love a guy named Robin Sharma. And there's also a study that's based on this called it's from the University College of London. It's called the 66-day protocol, the 66-day habit, or 66-day minimum. And it's broken down into 3 different components. So it's a little hard at first in the first stage, it's a little messy in the middle, and then it's gorgeous at the end. So when you go through these actual 22-day cycles, the first stage is what you call destruction. So let's say you wanted to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning, right? So day 1 is very hard, you know, you're sleepy, you're tired, you don't want to get up, but let's say you stick to it across your first 22-day cycle, and you're able to continue to gain a little momentum. It's getting a little easier, and now you're rolling into what we call stage 2, which is the installation stage. That's another 22-day pocket, gaining that momentum. You've made it past the hard part. Now it's getting to be a little easier to implement that new habit, and now you're into integration, where it's really like you're getting the hang of it. And after that 22-day pocket, there's your 66 days. Now you are at the automaticity point, where willpower is really little, and you're now operating almost automatically. So that new habit should be installed, and it should be much easier for you to do, you know, whatever you set your mind to, right? So let's go ahead and tie this all up into a neat little bundle. The 3 tips to transform yourself and also your company. The tip 1 is to leverage a software as a service platform on top of your current backup solution, so you can unlock the global visibility across your entire environment. Also, to make sure you demand that end-to-end security, because security is very important. Things like encryption at rest, and also let's see, TLS 1.2, and just other security measures that you might use. And then there's the last one: be able to recover quickly from ransomware. And that's it. Thank you very much.